Hello traders, how are you? Vladimir here from Home Trader Club. Welcome to the weekly Forex forecast. This week is a celebration of Easter, so I want to take this opportunity and to wish to all those of you who celebrate a very happy Easter 2024. Best to you and your family, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Also, trading related, this week is a beginning of a new quarter. It's also non-farm payroll week. Keep that in mind, because sometimes that's not a guarantee that it will happen and follow this way, but sometimes it happens to be that in such weeks the volatility and the moves are more random, sometimes powerful, but less technical. It could happen, and it's important to be aware of this situation and not be surprised when the market does something that it shouldn't do. It's still a market, and it's end of a quarter, beginning of a new quarter, non-farm payrolls. It could be very interesting sequence of events. Yeah. All right, let's continue now. In today's video, we have the euro dollar, pound dollar, gold, and one additional interesting trade, CAD franc. Ready? Let's begin. The first pair I would like to start with this week would be the euro dollar and the bearish view we started to follow in the last weekly forecast, where we had a specific plan which we'll follow in a moment. But before I start that, I would like to take the opportunity and to thank 8K Broker for supporting myself, my team, my community and my channel, and to enjoy all the special offers we have with 8K Broker, including the, listen carefully, new live trading room program we starting from April, right after all the Easter celebration and digestion of all the food. It begins. So to enjoy all the offers, including the live trading room access, please refer to the link below this video in the description. You will find there everything. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us and to ask. So the euro dollar, we started to follow up a sell plan on the last week. Our plan was basically sell the rise. The plan follows so far. So the question is, what is coming next? To answer this question, I want to remind you where this whole plan came from. According to the weekly chart and the way that the waves were forming here, with the sequence of highs and higher lows that eventually was broken, the expectation is that the euro dollar will complete ABCD correction, or at least some sort of a range, before the market will decide what's coming next, a rally or a new low. With that in mind, the bearish plan here is still on, and even if we are talking about a range, something like that, I would expect that at least the daily chart completes some sort of two waves down here until it will go and create a bullish divergence. Okay, that's the idea where it all comes from. Besides that, we have a huge, phenomenal, powerful balance zone here, based on the volume profile that simply acts as a real-time resistance. Tons of transactions are going on in that area, and the ones that are holding the control or maintain the control are the sellers. That's why our plan was sell. So here is what coming and building up at the moment. We do see three waves, but we also start to see on the 4-hour chart a beginning of a potential divergence. It's only 4-hour chart, nothing significant besides that. However, we do have here some important demand areas on the go. There is a very logical scenario that as closer we get to this area, the euro dollar will attempt to make any pullbacks, which for me are still due to sell the rallies. So my trading plan is exactly the same as it was the last week, with sell these rallies any pullback that we get here, my plan is still go bearish with the weekly and the daily expectations of the waves. Another very interesting thing to pay attention to, that's the numbers on the euro dollar, as we can see here. Okay, this is the market trend snapshot, one of the features we have in Home Trader Club. And if you take a look here on the euro dollar, what happens is, while the monthly is balancing itself around the 0% change, the weekly chart is over 1%, slightly, but still over 1% on the negative area, while the daily starts to show some sort of a normalization. That's a support that for the bigger view, bigger scale, and it's important to pay attention to, because after these rallies where the monthly was in control, the monthly is 0, which means the power of the buyers is reduced. Weekly is very negative, right? And the daily chart was pretty much in the around the 0 zone, which brings the possibility of any pullbacks before the continuation with the bigger time frames. Let me know, what do you think about the euro dollar? Share your views, inputs, insights in the comment section below this video. The next pair is the pound dollar, where our trading plan from the last week was also sell the rallies like the euro dollar. Before we continue, I would like to take this chance and to thank you for your time watching this video, and to ask your support helping me this channel as well. If you enjoy the video, if you find value in the analysis and the trading opportunities, please hit this like button. And if you are new to our community, please consider to subscribe to this channel with the subscribe button below this video. Also, feel free to share this video with anyone who you believe can have benefit watching these trading opportunities. And thank you very much in advance for all your help. Let's continue. So the last week we were talking about sell the rallies. The plan remains exactly the same, not much changed. And I want to remind you and to follow up on the expectations, exactly like with the euro dollar, just slightly different. I do expect that the pound dollar completes here some sort of ABCD as well, or a range before the continuation upside. And the very interesting fact to pay attention to, the last weekly divergence here is bearish on the MACD. The last daily divergence also bearish here. Okay, so according to that, there is a very reasonable assumption that these waves, or these three-wave cycles, is going to complete some sort of ABCD or a ranging correction before continuation. And it fits pretty perfectly in the estimation, the analysis, if the weekly really builds some sort of a range. The daily is yet to complete the moves before the rally. By the way, why am I bullish for the long run? Why for me for long run it is only by the rallies? Because on the monthly chart at the end of this triple cycle, I do anticipate some very serious rally to follow once this corrective structure completes itself. Therefore, the plan we've had on the 4-hour chart the last week, where we discussed about sell the rallies, we also had this rising supportive line and the broken support that became a resistance, including the supply. This is the key zone. So the plan was and remains accordingly: sell these rallies. I do remain bearish for now. There is a very serious possibility that the pound will try to do some ABCD before, or some sort of a range here, right, for the move down. So on a shorter term, exactly like the euro dollar, the pound dollar is facing some sort of demand areas where the previous buyers showed their interest and control. What could be very interesting in this pair, exactly like with the euro dollar, that if these waves complete themselves on a short term with this divergence, this is where we actually going to face a deeper pullback or correction, and then following continuation. Why? Because remember the daily chart analysis? So imagine this is the first wave that is about to complete itself, which that will be exactly the 3 waves we saw on the 4-hour chart before. Okay, then we should anticipate some corrective structure, and then potential either continuation down or build of a range here. Okay, so this is why this zone is so important. Also, if we plot Fibonacci retracement on this triple cycle, you would see that this 50% here is right below this previous low, and when these 3 waves complete, right, with this low in mind, this is a very important zone that could provide short-term buys. Okay, so my anticipation, unless again non-farm payrolls, new quarter, and so on, so my anticipation is that we complete that, we complete this divergence, we start the short-term rallies before the next sell will take place. So that's pretty much it about the pound dollar. Let me know, what do you think about this one? Share your view in the comment section below this video. Next one is gold. So as we discussed in the last week on gold, as I want to follow up this plan, right? As long as this high is holding, we could be looking short-term sells. So during the week, the gold had these several opportunities. As we started, right, this zone of sellers and this zone of sellers, anything in between them, could provide us the short-term sells. So during the week, as the week started, we got, every time we get close to the zone, sellers attempt down 1, 2, then 3. But then what happened is the gold restructured the 3 higher highs, higher lows, and basically invalidate the bearish view, because 3 higher highs, higher lows stands for the buyers. So the question is, what's coming next with gold? So one of our analyses for a long time now, and those of you who follow the channel know what we talk about, all-time high. What is this level, the all-time high? Theoretically, it's unlimited, because we don't know where the gold can stop, right? Technically, there is never a high that was acting there as a resistance or as a zone of sellers. So with the gold, the skies are the limit. It's a very interesting and important, of course, statement, but it's correct statement, because there is no sign that it actually is over. On the shorter term, though, for long term, it's still bullish. On the shorter term, we do need to pay attention what happens here with this potential divergence, because if it completes, and I say if it completes because I don't know if it's going to be a peak with a divergence, but if it does, again, it should put some pressure on the seller side. Also, if we plot Bollinger Band duplication here, we will see that we are right now with the last breakout, we are right on the duplication area. Again, classical zone for the short term. And will that actually hold there? Time will tell. But take a look where the third resistance is. So if we plot the third lever here on the breakout, this is where the second duplication, this is where the third duplication. Okay, this is a key zone for every short-term attempt. For a long term, it's still bullish. Don't take it differently, because the weekly and monthly are still screaming buys, and there are no signs completed as a long-term sells. But the short-term opportunities, we might face these places where it will try to make these move downs. And the way to deal with that is basically on the lower time frames to look for these signs, like I showed before with the 1 hour chart during the week with the supply areas. It comes close, bounces, come close, bounces, but that's it. That's the short-term trading. Okay, so what's next with this one? Again, short-term, we could enter this zone and from there get some bounces, but if you want to be on a safer side, use these bounces as the opportunity to go and to join the all-time high as it is created. As long as the signs are not fully completed, the bullish pressure remains on. And one of the scenarios I was sharing also last week, that eventually after little pullbacks here, we should see the rallies. These pullbacks didn't even happen to be as deep or as long as we could wish to see. And that might continue this way. Gold is still there, the buyers are still there, the rally is still here and is alive. And very importantly, as long as the inflation pressure is here, gold is still the safe haven for so many investors. So keep it in mind and act accordingly in your trading decisions. Don't confuse. This is a very important thing where traders tend to overjudge or overestimate and do mistakes. Short-term bounces is not a beginning of a long-term change. Okay, it's important. It's short-term bounces and that's it. And it's an aggressive side because higher time frames are still bullish. Remember that when you go actually and sell. So when you go against running trend, very important to act smart, and that means risk small because it's aggressive against higher time frames, and mainly act when there are clean signs and clean levels. Do not try to guess where the peak will be completed. Very important. And what would you expect from the gold? Let me know in the comment section below this video. And the final one for today is the CAD franc, where I believe for the long term this is one of the still amazing opportunities. So we are riding in Home Trader Club in buy trade with the break of this triangle. While the short target for us was here around this zone, the long-term target remains on. This is why, ignore the template here, just a follow-up on our trades. But this is why we trail the protection from here to here to here to here, and depends on how the price will continue, maybe even higher. We guarantee this way the profits on the running part. So let's go and take a look on the CAD franc. This was a long-term expectation, but once it completed this beautiful cycle, 3 waves down with a bullish divergence, and once the false breakout, second in a row, completed, right, fake low and then another fake low, it opens up the doors for the possible continuation. The weekly key zone is here. We have the swing highs as the seller zone, huge seller zone here, and volume profile based balance area at that area. That's why for the longer run I believe the CAD franc is going here at least. There is a great possibility based on Fibonacci, if we plot on all that we will see that this is a 38.2 Fibonacci. There is a good chance we're going to enter the 50% Fibonacci, which is right on the broken support that will act as a resistance. So for the long run, the bullish view was and remains on. And on the shorter time frame, as we can see at the moment, there is absolutely nothing against. Higher highs, higher lows on the chart, higher highs, higher lows on all the indicators. On the MACD, on the RSI, there is absolutely nothing against here, with the consideration that the higher time frame has room to go at least to this zone. By the dips here is our clean plan. We have the rising supportive line, and if we drop to the 4-hour chart to find the key levels, we would figure out that we have some important ones on the way. Of course, the previous low, this is the demand area, broken resistance that acts as support. It corresponds to the, if you plot the daily line, you will see that to the daily line. And if it happens to be for a deeper correction, then we have the previously broken resistance that acts as support here and a demand area. Okay, so basically That's our zones. Any pullback closer, the pullback might be even not as deep to the levels, but any retrace closer to these zones, and we should be looking for further continuation upside. I believe CAD with all its advantages, technically speaking, and the swap in majority of brokers, which is positive, majority, not all. That means while you're holding that, you can get extra percentage just by holding the position. That's the advantage of the swap trading, because of the rates difference in Canada and Switzerland. With all that in mind, CAD franc is one of my favorites. Let me know how do you see this one. Share your view in the comment section below this video. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I want to remind you of our special offers with 8K brokers, including the access to the new starting project, starting from April, to the live trading room. And also, once again, if you find value in this video, I would really like to ask your support and thank you in advance for that. Hit the like button. Few words in the comment section is all amazing help for this channel. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe with the subscribe button below this video. I want to invite you to our trading family, the Home Trader Club, where you get your access to all of our completed comprehensive trading courses and media zone, real-time education, real-time trading opportunities, access to the community, and way so much more. Join our family with the link below this video in the description. Meanwhile, best to you and yours. Once again, happy Easter, and I'll see you soon with more. Good trading. Bye for now.